exactly known for their run defense, but even if they had been, like, they were just monsters there today. And that's what's the big story going forward. Cousins managed to win the game in the best Kirk Cousins way possible, only having to pass the ball 10 times. On the other side of the ball with Atlanta, man, they had some very, very costly mistakes. So all 4 of the Vikings touchdowns came off of either interceptions, block punts, or fumbles. No other scoring by the Vikings. Anthony Harris, I think it's definitely Harris, had himself a game in the Minnesota defensive secondary with 2 interceptions, one of which was just a crazy acrobatic play in the back of the end zone that, you know, you can't, it almost looked like Matt Ryan was trying to throw the ball away. He definitely wasn't. There was a backup tight end there, because when you have Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Mohamed Sanu, as well as Austin Hooper, you should definitely look at that 5th option. That doesn't even get Devonta Freeman involved. Atlanta struggled. I think Atlanta fans have some reason to be hopeful for. Definitely some missed opportunities. As I mentioned, all of the Minnesota points came off of turnovers, which shouldn't be the case going forward. Probably the biggest highlight of the second half was a challenge on a pass interference call by the Vikings. Vikings lost that challenge, but that's okay, because the very next play was Harris's second interception of the game. Other than that, there were a couple of tuck rule non-fumble calls, one of which was initially ruled a fumble. That was probably the most backbreaking for the Atlanta Falcons. They had cleanly sacked Kirk Cousins. It looked to be a pretty obvious fumble. Upon review, it was ruled an incomplete pass. That's neither here nor there, because that's what the rule is. But the very next play was a 19-yard Dalvin Cook run for a touchdown. So outside of that, nothing much going on. Again, later in the game, Kirk Cousins sacked, appeared to fumble, but again was ruled an incomplete pass. Atlanta missed a couple of breaks. In the end, though, they were grossly outplayed by a much better Minnesota team that all of a sudden, you know, based on how the Packers and Bears played, could easily be considered the favorite for the NFC North.